All right, gentlemen, it looks like we are live. How's everyone doing? What's going on? What's happening?
Well, I have some bad news. I'm sorry, but I killed and ate Eric Masher.
Oh no.
He was delicious. So yeah, we don't have him, but we did get Miles back. So
TY Friday is kind of back. Yeah. But
Yeah.
Speaking of food, tonight I did go to a local Italian restaurant. Do you guys like Italian food?
I'm about to not like Italian food after this story. I can guarantee it.
Well, no, it was good. I'd never been to it before. I've gone past it like the 14 years I've lived here. I've never been in it, and yeah, the food was all right. Yeah, it was good. Like pizza, like all the stuff they do in that. But I had a lot of food. I had a lot of food there, and the waitress, she was great. But well, you're right, Brian.
No,
you choking on some Italian food, or
I'm starting to shake. I'm like,
oh man, it's fine. It's fine.
The anticipation is just so awful.
Okay, but the waitress, she was at the door. As I said, I had a lot of food, and I couldn't get past her.
Okay. Oh man, I'm done. All right, we're starting the show. No notes. Let's go. This is PSVR GamesCast Live. We film live every single Monday. Well, you know what? I'm about to say it, so why not just say it? Starting Monday, we will be filming every single Monday, Wednesday, and 2 Eyes Friday right here on YouTube. We do it live 6 p.m. Eastern for your viewing pleasure. We are going back to the old schedule due to, everyone requesting it, and also me missing it. It was so ingrained in me. I can't get away from it. I love it so very much. But for right now, this is Friday. 6 p.m. Eastern. My name is Brian Powell from the channel right here without Parole. On the far side of the screen is AJ from the Underground, PSVR Underground.
What is up, man? Hold on, let me get Eric back real quick. There he is. There, he's back. Yeah. So I have bad news, guys. I ate Miles during the intro. I'm really sorry, but he was delicious. Not gonna lie.
But in his place, we do have Eric Masher from Flat to VR. Thank you so much, and thank you, Miles, for that awesome introduction. Sirens on my end. What's going on, Eric? Thanks for joining us today,
guys. I'm so happy to be here. It's my first time ever, I think, on the actual. Yeah, I think it's my first time ever here, and it's pretty cool. And yeah, AJ, you had to kill him for that pasta joke. That he's been thinking about that for a 20-minute walk back from our dinner. He was like, I have to tell this pasta joke, and I'm like, okay,
yeah. I'm
like, take it at your own risk. Pasta joke. All right. Yeah.
Brian, are you muted?
And that's coming on the heels.
There you go. Start over. No, take it from the top. There you go.
Yeah, no, someone will edit this in post, I'm sure.
Yeah, we got this.
No, but as I said, we are going back to our old schedule, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and that's coming on the heels of what I consider to be the best VR game showcase yet. Sort of pushing us out of summer, right? Because we went into summer, things started slowing down. We didn't have much to talk about, and the last thing I wanted to do was waste everybody's time and do a show 3 days a week when we didn't have anything to talk about, right? That's I respect you guys too much to waste your time like that, and so now we're back. And the VR game showcase showed us, along with a lot of other announcements that happened, plus a lot of other things happening, just like, kind of in tandem. that like, man, we got to get back to the old schedule. We have so much to talk about, and so not only are we going back to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule, but that means the Patreon $5 supporters plus and the YouTube memberships, level 2 memberships and above, are going to get 3 exclusive bonus episodes every week. Because what's going to happen is as soon as the regular show is over, we're going to go straight over to Patreon and YouTube and just keep talking, right? A little bit more casual, a little bit more relaxed, maybe not so much about even fucking gaming sometimes. It's just like about what we're doing and a little bit more personal. And so for people interested in that, you're going to get more content than you ever bargained for. That's it.
Wait.
That's my rant.
Wait.
Yeah.
Did I help make that happen?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It was a big, you were a big influence. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Big
God
influence.
damn, that's pretty cool.
It was not only, that's right. So first of all, in case you missed that in Brian's 10-minute
What happened?
explanation, we're back, baby. 3 days a week with an extra episode after dark. Yeah. But no, really, not only was that probably the only exciting thing to happen in the games industry recently. It kicked ass, man. So really, a tip of the beanie to the to everybody involved with the show, all the devs and everything, because for the first time in a while, like this was the shot in the arm we needed. Like, just I don't know, the excitement is everywhere. I'm excited to like have stuff to look forward to and be excited about again. And you know, it just sometimes, man, just thank you guys for kind of bringing that uplifting spirit and back. And now we got something to kind of fight for again. And we got to make sure we, support you guys back and everybody involved. And, you know, everything that's happened with the industry lately, it's like, this is kind of may actually give you an advantage because you have less competition now. So maybe you really make some noise here. So we'll be here with you all the way to support you guys.
Eric, we don't want to bury the lead here. Obviously, if anybody didn't pay attention to yesterday, where is this alert box coming from? I swear everything is broken all the time. If anybody didn't see the show yesterday, obviously there were a lot of great announcements. And one of the things that Miles is always talking about is a North Star, something to kind of guide the way, something that's on the horizon that we have to look forward to. And there hasn't really been that in a while. Sure, you can say like, oh, we knew that like Bootstrap Island was coming, right? And I was like, that's pretty big. But like, it's not Microsoft Flight Sim big. It's not Resident Evil Village big, right? It's not some big AAA hybrid game big. And I think you guys, for the first time in a little bit, have provided not one but 2 North Stars for us to be looking forward to. And so, thank you for that, and kind of like reigniting the passion and excitement in this community, and I think the VR community as a whole. So, thank you, Eric.
Yeah, no, that's super kind. Thank you, guys. Look, for us, it's always hard because we hold the pulse of the VR community with us, and we've been sitting on this news for a while. It's just, as a company, and I'm sure Miles has gone through this many times, we have to gauge like what can we announce now compared to what we have already announced that we haven't delivered yet. And that's always our thing, is like, we never want to be a company that's all hype and no deliver. So for us is like, we were working on High on Life for a long time. We've been working on High on Life. I signed High on Life 2 years ago, and we've been working on it for over a year. But I couldn't just come out. I can't just come out and tell everybody, hey, we're working on High on Life. Like, that would be great. But like, if I haven't delivered or we haven't done what we already said we would do, it just sounds like hollow promises. So it's frustrating for us as lovers of VR, and people who champion the industry. We always have to gauge what is best for the company, what is best for the industry. And we probably, technically, we probably could have held this announcement for another 6 or 8 months, and maybe even System Shock for even longer. But literally, our leadership, our partners, we're like, this industry just needs a good moment. We just need something positive. Like, I want to tell everybody that, like, look, we're still here. We're still investing. We have what what we consider, double AAA, games that we're working on. It's just timing wise, and I think we finally delivered some things, and we finally said, okay, here's RoboQuest, here's, Surviving Mars, here's, V-Racer Hoverbike, here's Trombone Champ, here's Out of Sight. We finally feel comfortable enough to be like, here's Wrath. We finally feel comfortable enough. Here's Flat Out. We finally feel comfortable enough to say, okay, we've delivered on all those things. Now let's tell you what we're working on for the future. And we just thought that now was the perfect time to announce both those huge titles, because we just want the industry to know that we're still here and people are still fighting, and even the outside industry, we're going to championship VR. You're going to championship VR. But knowing that Squanch Games and knowing that Atari and Night Dive still want to championship VR is an important news. It's important for everybody to know those things. It's important to know that Meta is still on board and they're still fighting for everything. That's important too. Everybody thought that Meta was like, hey, we're done with VR. We're not doing this anymore. We're partnered with Meta on High on Life, and those are the things that I want people to know, that there's still a healthy industry here. Nobody's leaving, nobody's moving on, but it's timing. It's just all about timing, and we pushed it here for this one, for the industry, for the community, for the people, to just say we're here and we're going to give you our biggest swing. We're going to tell you what the fuck we're doing right now, here and now. We're going to put it out there to let you know that we're here. And we have stuff coming, and it's real, and we're going to show you that we've been working on it for over a year. And that's why we want to show that behind the scenes footage. And that's a long explanation, but I'll say that timing wise is everything for us right now. So,
I think a lot of people will be surprised to hear something like you saying that High on Life, you've signed it over a year ago. You've been working on it for a year, right? You said that twice already, and then you look at the footage that you guys put out, and it's like, oh wait. It's a lot of the VRAF interactions, but a lot of the environments aren't even there yet. Does this, and so I don't know, let's pretend that it's still another year out. I don't know if it is or what the plan is. I was like, but doesn't that does that not send a wake up message to people out there who's saying modders can do this in a day? How come it takes developers so long and so much time and so much money? Why can't they just be pumping out mods for their own games? And so I think it's going to be a surprise for people to hear what you showed has been a year in the works. Now is this because the team's working on so many things at once, or what? I mean, can you give us any kind of a little bit more insight as to what's going on?
That's a really good question. It's a couple of things. Number one is absolutely, this is you look at High on Life and you play it on PC flat. It will push any system out there right now. It barely works on PlayStation 5. It will chug some of your PC systems. It's a beautiful game. It's gorgeous. It's one of the highest fidelity games you'll see out there. It's fast paced. It's moving. It's lots of things in the environment. One of the things that we've seen the most off the comments of the announcement yesterday is, did you say this is working on Quest?
Right.
And that's the biggest thing in there. And people are like, that's bullshit. You don't have this working on Quest. And the footage you saw yesterday, every bit of that was working on the Quest. It was Quest footage. That's us working on standalone hardware. So yeah, I mean, this is anytime you take a game, I don't care what it is, and you move it to either PC, PlayStation, or a standalone platform, it's hard. And to make the interactions and to do the things that we want to do, you can puke out any AI worked code that you want, and we'll never like people that want to do cool stuff on the modding side. That's where we came from. That's where we still come from. But it's not what we do. Like, you know, we are working off code. We're working off assets. We're working on how we can make sure that this experience is the best experience that you can get. And then here's the thing. We want to make sure it's accessible to everyone. When you're working with a mod, you're working with PC only. That's all it's ever going to be. Like, you're not, if you're a modder working and you're going to have AI puke your code out for you, you're going to get it working on PC. Maybe you get a chance to work on some of their system. It ain't going to work on PlayStation. Are they ever going to work on Quest? And we are platform agnostic. We love PlayStation. We love MetaQuest. We love PC. As you saw yesterday in the show, we want to support every platform because we want to be there for the players. I don't care what your platform is. I'm there for the players, not for the platform. I'm there for the community. I'm there for me. Like I'm the player. I have every headset known to man. I'm like I want to play whatever I want on my headset. So for us, that's what we want to do. I want to make the best experience that we can make with the games that you want to play on every platform that you want to play it on.
There is something much different. Like I don't really have anything against the like mods. The new like the mods have been exploding lately. And there's been stuff left and right, and it's in a way I think it's kind of exciting. It generates a lot of excitement and interest in VR, which is kind of a good thing. But there's a difference between that and there's something about like what you guys do and what the games that were announced yesterday. Not to discredit anything about like the AI driven like coded VR integration stuff, but these to me, none of those really like excited me as much. There's something to be said about what you guys are doing, and to me it's like these feel like real games with real developers and studios, real ecosystem, like a real industry behind it. And that to me has always been part of the excitement of being involved with all this. Is like these are like real studios doing real work out there. And it's not just like the work that goes into it, but also it's the quality of the product as well is much, much higher. You can tell a huge difference between, something that was forced into VR. There's a lot more limitations. The announcement of it and everything is exciting, but what they don't mention is, how powerful of a PC you have to have, how much configuring you have to do, how many limitations like the gameplay has. I've always been kind of like, yeah, like not everything has to be VRAF to the gills all the time, but there is a big difference in quality where it does feel rebuilt from the ground up for VR. It makes a huge, huge difference. And so, yeah, again, just yesterday's announcement was really exciting to me because it's more than just about, getting to be inside this world, but the way you like interact with it too, and get to actually play these games. That's part of the experience, part of the fun. And I also liked how you point out about, supporting all the headsets and the timing of everything. PSVR players have been through a lot. They've endured probably more than any other headset. This community has withstood, so much doubt and hate and online, just negativity, I would say. And with your timing and everything, it was perfect because it was like, it just felt like you finally rewarded everyone for sticking in there, giving, it doesn't matter if there's 15 people or, hundreds, thousands, whatever it is. They're small in the big picture. Sometimes they can seem like that. And, kind of for you to say like, you've listened, you've heard them and deliver two banger titles like High on Life and System Shock. By the way, System Shock 2 is like one of my favorite games of all time. And I've even played System Shock in VR using mods. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But like System Shock's like one of my favorite franchises ever. And it's not only exciting about what it is now, but what it potentially can be as well.
Yeah, and thanks for everything you just said there, AJ. I mean, it means a lot to us and what we're doing. And like, I know there's a lot of people in chat like talking about AI, and like I don't want to like downplay AI and all of these people making amazing mods. Like we are still flat to be our modding community, just so everybody understands out there.
Right.
So some people in chat going like don't downplay the modders, guys. We are the modders. Like we are flat to be our studios, yes, but we still work every day and we still work, in and out with flat to be our modding community. Like we still support them. We don't. It's not them. It's us. We still support us there. Like we're all the same thing. Like flat to VR is flat to VR. Like there's no difference between the modding community and the studios other than we do official things, but we still work on both sides. Like a lot of the people that work with us come out of the modding community, right? Like we're like a lot of flat to VR Spark is the same thing, so I don't want to downplay anybody's work that they're doing right now. What I would say is if you're a passionate person that wants to like use your skills and use AI to like bring your most favorite game in the VR, you should do it. Like you should do it and be passionate about it and be awesome. And like I started with some of these amazing things. One of my business partner and our CTO Elliot Tate started the flat VR modding community. He built the first ever mod, one of the first ever mods ever in Subnautica. Like Elliot did that. Like, and he's worked with some of the best modders out there to build some of the best experiences out there. And we still continue that today. Like we champion all of that stuff. It's just
paves the way, right?
Yeah, it does. And we could not be where we are today without those things. It's just that we always said, look, at some point we want to legitimize what this is. We want to take what we're doing here and make it available to everybody. And that's what we're doing. Like we want to take the joy that we get about of taking your favorite flat game, bring it into VR, but bring it to everybody. Don't limit it to anybody who can't mod something or doesn't have a kick-ass PC. And that's what we've always wanted to do. And we're going to support both sides of this forever. Like that's who we are. So
you really got to get past this. The you can't, if you have yours, I can't have mine mindset. We really got to get past that shit. The console wars, the whatever. It's awful, and it's time to put an end to that shit. Because enjoying gaming, celebrating gaming is a culture, and everything is where we saw gaming be the most successful, and we need to get back to
that. Speaking of things we need to get back to, the tips are getting out of control, and I would love to tackle some of them. And I think a lot of the questions I was going to ask Eric anyway are already being asked in the tips. So let's read through these and see if we can answer some of them. We got Jobsy right off the bat with the level 1 membership. Was here before the stream even started. Says congrats, flat to VR. Bad signal, can't catch it live. Thank you so much for the support, Jobsy. Awesome Tatum with the $5 says, I want System Shock VR today. Awesome pickup. Thanks to Night Dive and Flat to VR. No release window on that, huh? Not even a year. So 2028 confirmed. Okay, I think we just confirmed it.
Something.
Yeah, please, anybody watching, don't quote me on any of this. I'm just trying to give Eric a hard time because we love him. Andrew Ehrenreich with the $5 says, only a decade late, but I finally played the I Expect You to Die games. Jolly good fun. Just started Trover Saves the Universe and Shooty Fruity. Andrew Ehrenreich didn't have a PSVR 1, so he's getting to catch up on all of these games during the downtime. I'm a little bit jealous, honestly. Good stuff, though. Great games. Scruffy Dog 101 with the Australian 5 says can't watch live but wanted to drop in to say what an amazing VR game showcase for us and loved the acting gig for you, Brian. New career. Oh man. Listen real quick. I want to apologize because I think Miles had sent me like the script and everything on a Tuesday and was like, if everyone could get this to me by Sunday, I was like, okay, sure. And I'm a last minute kind of guy. So I was like, I'll send it to you Saturday, right? I'll send it to you Saturday. The weekend, I've got the weekend free. I'll make sure that I get this right, and it won't just phone it in. I'll make sure it's special. I'll ad-lib some stuff and blah blah blah, whatever. Fast forward to not Saturday when I said I was going to do it, but Sunday night, right before I was going to bed. I was closing all my windows and about to shut down my computer. I am fucking beat, long ass weekend. And I just happened to see right before I close my Gmail down, I happened to notice the email from Miles. We were talking 11 p.m. Sunday night, the day after I told him I would have sent it. And it was just like, fuck. I gotta do this right now. I do this right now. Holy shit. Miles shows up for me every single Friday and has for years. He asked me for 5 minutes of work and I totally biffed it. So sorry, Miles, and sorry, editing team. But it seems like it worked out okay.
Well, can I say that like my two favorite segments? I mean, I love Rob Pearson. I love Mystic Ryan. Like Shuhei and you, were my favorites. Like you coming on, like the last thing you said was like, they can ask all they want. We're not telling them about like what's involved. Was one of the best lines ever.
Dude, he's very bright. Dude, thanks Shu there too. Like still being a part. Like he's basically retired at this point, and he's still continuing his work and his legacy, like just for fun. I mean, that dude is he's just the greatest human being ever, is he not?
Yep.
I can't say anything like he is probably one of the best people I've ever met. Like
that's what what's funny. Every developer I've ever talked to that speaks with him says the exact same thing. I am not even joking. Every developer that I've known, would be friends with, whatever, every single one has always said like he is the most genuinely like just friendly, awesome person you could ever meet.
Like he's one of my heroes, right? Like he's one of my heroes, and like for me doing what we're doing now, and like even getting him to like return a text message for me, I'm like, oh my god, like, or him to follow me on Twitter, I'm like, oh my god, that's fucking cool. But then like all of a sudden he reaches out and he's like, hey, we're gonna be at DICE together. Do you want to have breakfast? And I'm like, oh my god, you're asking me if I want to have breakfast? I'm like, of course. Like I'll do whatever tell me where you want to be. I'll make your breakfast for you. Like what do you want? I'll be in slippers and I'll make breakfast for you.
I think that insinuates something you didn't mean to imply.
Maybe not. Whatever it is, I mean, I would do it. Right. It's Shuhei Yoshida, for God's sakes. I would do it. But like literally, like he is the most humble person. Like, he knows. I'm sure he must know like how big of an influence he's had on most of the gaming society and community. But he's so humble. Yeah. We had a meeting. Jasmine and I had a meeting with him at DICE, and we had breakfast. And literally, we were at the end of our meeting, and I'm sure he had like 20 other meetings to go to. And we were just having a great meeting, a great conversation. And we had gone about 15 minutes over. And he looked at me at one point, and he was like, is it okay if I leave? And I'm like, God, shoot, if you have to go, please go. Like, of course. Like, you gave me an extra, like we were over like an hour and a half or hour and 15 minutes. And I'm like, but that's just he's so humble. And like, and then even like, Miles and the social media team, he gave so much time and so much effort into like what he gave for that segment. And so joyous the way you do it. Like you saw, like, if everybody saw the segment, like him and like his joyous word, like he was like, I can't wait to open and see what's in my vault. Like he gave so much. But like I would love our team to watch that every day. Like I would like love to show them and like, look, if you're having a bad day, go watch like 5 minutes of Shuhei like just doing this. I want to make it into a meme. It's so good.
His interviews and stuff are really good too. When he, after he left PlayStation, where he talked about, he shares a lot of stuff about, kind of where he started from. And one thing that always stuck with me was that he said that he was in the industry because he wanted to see it succeed or whatever. Like he really devoted himself to ensuring that the games industry like succeeded. And I think he certainly did that. And that's, that's why I loved hearing, like, when you say, you're here, he doesn't care about popularity. He doesn't care about the money or whatever. He cares about the thing that he's passionate about is successful, which is gaming. And it's kind of like, it's nice to have that. It's important to have that kind of leadership. Like, so I know you that's a big part of what you do and everything as well. So carry on the tradition, and good things will come for all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes without saying that the worst thing that's ever happened to Sony is losing Shuhei. Right, Shuhei had such a great vision for the company, and maybe it wasn't exactly money first, right? Maybe because it came from an actual genuine gamer, somebody who cared about the people who were playing the games and the ecosystem itself, and not just like what's going to make us the most money, right? Sometimes those things go hand in hand, and sometimes they don't. And I think after Shuhei left, we found out that that's when we found out that they really don't always go hand in hand. So it is good that he is, still around in certain ways. Was he not starting a game studio?
I'm not sure if he has a studio. He has like a consulting company where he just wants to help younger studios make games. So like whether it's a flat game or a VR game, doesn't matter what it is. Like if you're trying to do something super cool, he has like his consulting studio where he'll come in and like guide you and like give you advice and look at your game and like help you kind of cultivate what you're looking for. Like he has so much knowledge and so much passion for what he's doing. Like if you can sit down with him for 15-20 minutes, it's so worth it. So I don't know, he may have some type of actually studio that he works with directly, but I know he's been very passionate about this consulting thing where he can help many studios where he'll come in and like just give his time. He has given us so much time for completely nothing, by the way. Like he's never said, hey, can you give it, charge a dime or like say like anything. Like for him, it's all about this medium, this platform, what we're doing. He just thinks it's cool what we're doing, and he's got a great relationship with Miles. Like, and a lot of this is like I've started a relationship with Shuhei over the last couple of years, but it all started with Miles. Like Miles followed him, he followed Miles, and he back and forth. Like it's like he sees what Miles is doing, he sees what you guys are doing, and he enjoys it, he loves it. So it's it's just a passion for him. So I for him, like I don't think it's ever about money. I just don't like it. Like he has a consulting company, maybe he makes a game studio. It's all about making amazing experiences for people, whether it's flat gaming or VR, which he's passionate about. I don't think it matters.
Side note, it was also cool to see Mystic Ryan there, which you already mentioned, but definitely a good shout to him, because I know a lot of people have wanted to have him like on, or have Brian on his show, something like that. It was really cool to get him involved as well. And then of course, Rob from PlayStation Access, stealing the show with his being eaten alive by the Resident Evil 8 baby. That was great. It was well done. Well done.
All right, we barely made a dent in these, so let's keep moving on down. We got Awesome Tatum with the level 3 membership, says LOL, VR is dead. VR is alive, bitches. Nice.
Just be true.
Yep. Fitz with the level 2 membership says, I have Vracer and it's great. So does Omega Pilot offer anything worth the purchase? That's a good question.
I haven't played it. Is it good, guys? Like, I mean, of course I'm going to be a Vracer fan, but I love any kind of good racing game. So,
I mean, I guess Eric, you're going to be happy to know that Vracer does pretty much everything better, right? Like Omega Pilot, I think is a fun game, but if you already have Vracer and you love like the cool effects on the tracks and the cool environments and the loops and the corkscrews and everything that it offers, and that like that's all stuff that Omega Pilot's missing, right? Omega Pilot feels like it feels just like Exocars did on day one, where it's like, here's a great framework for a game, and hopefully over time they just keep adding and adding to it. But right now it's like it feels very basic.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. It's Exocus. They made Exocars, and it's the same kind of deal. It's like a really cool technical concept where it's basically like being in Wipeout, but you're inside the cockpit and you have a virtual joystick. It feels really good to steer in there. It's very like engaging and everything, but then the game itself is very bare bones and simple, and that's been kind of Exocus's. Is that how you say their name? I don't know.
I've been going with Zocus.
Zocus. That's been kind of Zocus is the way that that's what's been holding them back, is they take all this time to release a game, they finally release it, and then it's just kind of like bare bones. I've been waiting for this game for years too. I've been wanting this game since I think the PlayStation VR 1, and I think it's really cool, like kind of in concept, but as a game, yeah, it's not fleshed out enough, unfortunately. But they executed the steering and stuff it really well, I think.
I think this is the difference between what happens when you have something like Vracer kicking around. It was in early access for a while, right, on PC, and so it had that chance to build and listen to player feedback before, you know, entering the market as a full-fledged game and having it be ported to other systems. So what Zoka seems to be doing is releasing things, you know, in an early access state without calling it early access, and then over time adding to it. And unfortunately, I think you might get like a little bit of a bad reputation when you do it that way, right? And just instead of just I mean, I don't know. PlayStation VR2 was the lead platform, right? It's not out on Steam. It's not out on Quest yet. And so how do you do that on a PlayStation platform? I mean, other than just saying, hey guys, Sony won't let us call this early access, but just so you know, it's early access, right? That's the only way to kind of get around it.
Yeah, it's cool. I should actually I was just thinking I should talk to the VRacer guys and tell them to make actually like cars or like hover vehicles instead of bikes.
Ooh.
And then we're kind of there. I mean, could VRacer get closer to what we want of like
Wipeout?
You know what everybody wants.
Yeah.
Like, if we just change the bikes to hover vehicles.
Don't touch V-Racer, okay? Don't you touch my V-Racer. It's my Jet Moto and my Wipeouts.
Well, okay, so if I can make it more like so if I can make it more Wipeout and make it less bikes, that would be cool though, right?
I mean, you know, like giving people the option, I'm sure there would be people out there who love it. I personally, I think there's something about games that really make you move. Right? Like, I don't think Pistol Whip is all that great of a game. I know. Fucking send your hate mail to AJ. I don't care.
You're in trouble.
But the fact that you're in, what? I just don't want to hear it. Send it to anyone else. All right. No, but then when you're in there and like you're
fine, I
forced
will
to move
myself an email.
You know, you're like really moving around your room and you're ducking and dodging and like, right. There's something about forcing you to move in VR that immediately makes the experience more fun. And I think that's what happened with V-Racer. Not that it's not a great game, because it is, but when I finally get the hang of like being on my couch and like steering like this, which I would never, ever, ever want to do in a million years, right? Steer with my body, go fuck yourself. But it turned out to be so much fun and so responsive that I was like, all right, this is a fantastic racing game. And I think it was because of giving us that option to move that way that I fell in love with it. You know, so I don't know how that would work with like Wipeout style cars.
Be different, that's for sure. It'd be different.
Yeah, just throwing it out there. Just saying that was my first reaction when you mentioned it.
Do you guys remember Exocus made their original racing game they made was like you actually hold the bike. You remember that?
Right.
Like
which I'm so glad they did this instead.
Yeah, no, but it was kind of cool. Like I remember, this was probably like I don't know, like it had to be 3 years ago.
What
like
game is this?
2 or 3 years ago.
This was the game that was like this was around the PSVR1 era, like where it looked like Wipeout, but it's like you said, it was like you hold it in you hold the little thing in the car, whatever you call it, in your hand.
This is
you
kind
steer
of
the bike around the track in your hand.
It's kind of like Yuki, but a racer.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Yuki and Wipeout mixed.
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I've never heard
Which
of
is
this.
what
That's
I
crazy.
thought. Yeah. I mean, it was actually pretty well known, even though it was an indie game. And
it was. I don't remember what AJ, do you remember the name of the game? I don't actually remember the name they called it at that point. It wasn't Omega, whatever this is. It was something different, but
there was an old Omega Pilot.
I don't think it was a Mega Pilot. It was called something else, I think. But they even had like sponsored vehicles from some of the content creators. Like I think Paradise TK had like a creator, like a vehicle that was like around him, and like Gamertag like had a vehicle. But yeah, it was Yuki. That was like the perfect example. It was like you actually held the car, or you held the vehicle.
Is it
like
Z-Race?
around the track.
Z-Racer.
Yeah.
What?
Z-Race?
Z-Racer. Z-Racer? Is that what you said?
Just Z-Race.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
I'm looking it up now. Got to get this.
Maybe.
Dude, my YouTube downloader is not working on anything right now, and so that's why I don't have like good trailers playing when we're talking about stuff.
But AJ, it was the same company, right? It was all Exocus.
Yeah. let's see. Yeah, it was Zocus. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think that's where they started, and everybody was like, "Hey, we hate these freaking controls," and then that's what I think a Mega Pilot kind of turned into eventually.
That looks a lot. Yeah, and I'm glad they did. Like I said, I'm definitely glad they did. Even if this is a little bit more on that, I hate the T word, the tech demo-y side. It kind of is more like that.
Yeah,
but it's better though. It's still just like more engaging, like I said, and really cool proof of concept that, like, man, like if you get those guys to go mod a Wipeout game, and like, holy shit, you got it made.
All right.
Z Race is. I see the chat saying a lot of Z. I think it was called Z Race or something.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Hopefully that answers your question, Fifth. So the answer is no. If you have VRacer, you're probably set. Right. I'm working on my reviews, and we'll have reviews coming out over the next week. I got 3 reviews I'm kind of working on simultaneously, and I think I'm at like a 6.5 or something for a Mega Pilot. Like, it's fine, but it's just there's better options right now. Chief sits on a bowl with the $5. Says, just wanted to say thanks to Flat to VR, Impact Incorporated, and everyone involved in yesterday's show, especially those in this show. Thank you. Can we not to steer the attention away from the tip or the announcements that you guys dropped at the end of the show, but like, man, I just think overall it was a really good show. Period. Right? I think right out of the gate we got Total Chaos VR, and not for PlayStation VR2, but just those announcements are just as important, I think, right? Because then once it comes out on Steam or Quest or whatever, right? Then we get the GameCat Ops petition moving, and we've had so many successes with GameCat Ops that at this point I feel like everything is possible. If there's a VR game out there that's not on our platform, if we make enough noise, we can probably get it. And Total Chaos was like a massive surprise, and also a game that I've really been planning on playing on my Switch too. And so I'm like, well, nope, fucking backburner that shit. I'm going to wait for the VR version that we will probably inevitably get on PSVR2 someday. Right. So, I mean, and that's how the show kicked off. So, I mean, what a great show from, I think, top to bottom, to be honest. I don't know if you guys have opinions on the show as a whole.
I mean, as a VR fan, it was probably the first showcase show I've been like actually happy about in like years. But yeah, it was well edited. It was definitely VR Game Showcase best, put together show. It was just a combination of everything. It's like you said, that's why the timing is so important. It was, the timing had a lot to do with it. The games look really great. The show was also like put together well. It was just all of the things, the surprises, the big announcements, the cool updates, all the things were just, it just worked out perfectly, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. And look, I'm sitting in this chair. I'm going to mirror what Miles probably says here every week, is we cannot do this alone. So like, if you're like, hey, everything was great except for Flat, or everything was bad except for Flat VR Studios, I don't want to hear that. Like, I can't hear that. Like, for me, like we cannot survive without an ecosystem. Like, and we cannot like Flat VR Studios cannot stand. There's no way we can ever put enough content out to satisfy everybody. We need to have multiple studios doing really freaking well to bring as many people on the headset as we can. So, like, I'll give you an example. Andreas Juliusson from Fast Travel Games messaged me yesterday. Amazing showcase, dude. And I'm like, back to him, I'm like, dude, amazing showcase for you guys. Because I don't know if you know who he is. He's one of the marketing directors who's been there forever from Fast Travel Games.
They're making Payday, right? Yeah, which they did, of course. Apex Construct originally. They've been around for a while. I've known those guys forever.
100%. And he's been there forever. Like, he's no G. Like, so for him, like, reaching out to me and saying, hey, great showcase. And I'm like, dude, great showcase for you guys. Like, I want Gunman Contracts to be freaking awesome. Why? I want to play Gunman Contracts. And I want to have fun with it. But number two, I want it to do well. I want it to bring people into VR. Like, we cannot be the only company. So like, so if anybody's like, oh, it's only Flat to VR, like, I hate to it's like a catch-22. I love when people are like, "Oh, flat to VR is like, saving VR." I'm like, "Oh, thank you. I appreciate hearing that." But I don't want to hear that and the other thing too. And if you look back at that show, there's so many freaking cool games. Like I saw games in there that I was like, I'm gonna go play that game. That looks freaking awesome. Cover looks awesome. I want to go play Cover. Payday looks awesome. I want to go play that. Rustmorn looks freaking awesome. I want to go play Rustmorn. Like so, for us, I want to lift up as many companies as we can in this virtual reality world that we're in, like because we cannot survive without everybody. Platform too, the same thing. Like I know we all want to be like, hey, this is my platform, this is what I want to support. Guess what? We can't survive without every platform. It's not going to happen. That's why at Flat VR Studios we're like, hey, we're going to support PlayStation VR2, we're going to support Quest, we're going to support Steam. It's important for us to support pretty much every platform that we can, because that's going to reach the most amount of players. So, we have to be platform agnostic. We have to be like company. Like I would reach my hand out and help any VR company that's out there right now if they needed an assist to do whatever they need to do to get by. Because we just can't. We have to have a healthy ecosystem. And that means many developers making cool shit that we all want to play.
Yeah, but the problem. Sorry, AJ. The problem is that like I feel like this is the first VR game showcase in a while that wasn't like totally propped up by flat to VR. I feel like that for almost the last year, everything I've been seeing is like, wow, thank God flat to VR is doing their thing, because otherwise there'd be nothing happening, right? And so I do think that things started to shift in that in this VR game showcase, there were a lot of great announcements from multiple studios, but that's a new thing. And so, I'm happy that the tides are turning. I'm happy that it doesn't seem like you guys are propping up the entire industry. However, like no one's doing anything on the level of High on Life or System Shock, right? And so, so I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Eric, right? But like you guys are leading the charge, and without you guys, I think BR would, despite the cool announcements and the other studios that are doing great things, I think we'd be in a lot more trouble than we are right now.
It's like what I know what you mean by saying like you don't want to be the most popular one, because it's kind of a sign of how the rest of the health of the industry is doing. Like it's kind of like what I've said to Brian before. It's like when without Parole, when PSVR had 5 million, 6 million people, it's like we were kind of the small guys, like nobody, like we were the minority. When we became the majority, it was like, because it was actually not good, because it's like, well, we are all that is propping everything up right now. We don't want that. We want to be the minority, because that means there's a bunch of stuff, flourishing outside. So I totally get it. But that being said, you look at all the way the industry's been changing and over the last couple of years, and it's a lot of it has been to, the prices being elevated is probably first and foremost where it starts, is just when you price the stuff, like the have skyrocketed for gaming. It's becoming a very expensive hobby, and it used to be known for being like the cheap, easy stay-at-home hobby. So a lot of that's shifted, but that's why we've seen some studios like if you look at what's happened to Polyarc and Vertigo Games and all these other ones, it's for you guys to be kind of the fallback, I think is the best possible outcome to keep that people interested, keep things growing. And I think, if we can kind of hold it together, I think you just got to hang on and give it some time, let things reset a little bit. You really just have to hang on at this point, and we're definitely going to be happy with like what the games you're bringing, but I do agree there needs to be more. But there will be stuff that comes eventually, because there's always like interest in VR to some degree, at least, whether it be through mods or there's you mentioned there's not a lot of studios, of the same legacy studios that we're used to, but there is stuff happening. There's some game that has been popping up kind of recently. It's like a native PC VR game that's been getting that it didn't like it's getting some popularity. It's supposed to feel like really high production value PC VR game in a long time. You know what I'm talking about?
Not
Vague?
exactly
See,
sure.
that's the thing. Give it some time. you guys just keep doing what you're doing, and then soon that game will get more popular and come to us as well.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat's gonna know, and as soon as somebody says it in the chat, I'll say the name. And be like,
I do see some cool stuff out there all the time, and like, and you know, for AJ, great point. Like, what for me, what we're saying is, and what I'm saying is, like, we need everybody to help, but it doesn't mean we're not going to give our biggest swings. Like for us, like we are going to get out. Like if we need to lead this thing, we'll lead it, and we're ready to take it on. Like we're ready to do it. That's why we announced High on Life. That's why I announced System Shock. What's good to know for everybody out there? We did not empty our bullets. Like we didn't empty the gun. Like we didn't empty
so
the
many
chain.
So many things went through Brian's head just now. he had about 6 in the chamber right there that he was.
So we have and that's why I like what I don't want people to think is like, oh well, Flat to VR just shot their load. Like that's it. Like they just put their things out there and that's all they have. Like, I don't want you to think that there are and again for us, we kind of pushed some of these announcements because we thought it was the time that it was needed to be done for everybody. But we have more. Like, we're going to push. Like, I'm going to, like, again, same thing too. Like, I'm a gamer. Like, I want to go get the games that I played. Like, Brian, you're a BioShock guy. I know you want BioShock.
Never heard of it.
I'm a BioShock guy. I want BioShock. I'm a Mass Effect guy. You don't think I would love to go get Mass Effect and bring Mass Effect in here? You don't think I'm actually figuring out like having conversations with EA and like, how about Mass Effect? We could do Mass Effect. Like, how about that? Like, I'm going to push wherever I can push to make things happen to bring it to where we can bring it. So like, I don't want anybody to think that like, okay, we just shot our load, we're done. Like, this is all that Flat to VR has. We already have stuff that's like, I already have stuff signed that I'm not telling you about right now, that I'm going to bring to you in 2028, 2029, maybe 2030. We'll see.
Miles, bring this man some more wine.
Yeah, right. Miles, let me hear.
Hurry up. Bartender, barkeep.
But literally, I'm okay with telling you that like I'm going to have conversations at Gamescom this week. That's why I'm over here in Europe. I'm going to have conversations this week to figure out what else I'm going to sign. Like what doors does this open up for us to like make new things happen? Like, so while I know that we're not going to be the only ones, or we cannot be the only ones here, I have no problem with us being the ones that lead that way. So if we're going to be the ones that lead the way to bring your favorite games to VR, I'm okay with that. I just want everybody else to come along for the ride. That's all. Like I want more and more and more. Like, but we will continue to push. We're continue to make every opportunity that we have happen. That's why we're doing something like Start Engine, like because we need more. Like we have a lot of opportunities now. Like, here's what I don't want. I don't want to get to a point where like a big company, like a big AAA game, whatever that game is for you out there, that game that makes you go, oh my God, this is a system seller, comes to me and they're like, could you put our game in VR? And I'm like, yes, but I don't know if I can afford to do it. That's what I don't want to happen. So like we have to stagger these things out. We have to figure out what makes sense for us as a team. And we're only 55. It sounds like a big number, but like right now we have like 5 projects going on right now. It's a lot for a small company that's only been around for a couple of years. So, but we're pushing. I'm going to knock on every door that I can knock on to make everybody's dreams come true, if I can.
Yeah, the greatest thing I saw while we were doing the co-streaming the VR game showcase yesterday, and I'm losing my shit over High on Life and a System Shock, and the greatest thing I saw was Wes in the chat. Did he bring you booze?
I brought my own, but
oh, nice. That's great.
Yeah.
Good job, everybody. Get him intoxicated so he'll spill the beans. No, the best comment I saw in the chat during that was after I'm losing my shit about what's happening right now. Wes wrote, "Just wait till next year." Yeah. Right? Which is like I love it. I love it. I love people seeing that, like, for the last 2 years you guys have been putting out like, quality games, but so many people were expecting the High on Life and System Shock from day one. They thought that was the the philosophy behind Flat to VR, and those are the kind of games you guys are going to be able to do from day one. And to be here like literally less than 2 years after Trombone Champs launched, and like 9 games on PSVR2, whatever it's been, like, the output's been crazy, the quality's been crazy, but then here you are like announcing, hey, we're fulfilling that promise that you sort of put on us yourself, and it's awesome. And I hope, for the love of fucking everything holy, that all of those studios that AJ listed earlier, that Polyarch and Vertigo and Servios and all these studios that have been around for all this time, Fast Travel, and they keep trying to do these built from the ground up VR games, I hope they're watching and saying, how is this studio pulling all this shit off, right? They're generating excitement for games that we can't generate with our original IPs built from the ground up for VR games. Nothing wrong with those games, but these studios who are struggling to survive need to look at you guys and say, there's a business model here that makes sense that we are not tapping into. And think of all the games. You said Mass Effect and I said BioShock. These are of the fucking PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 era. There are 1,000 games in that era to take advantage. It's not like you could have too many cooks in the kitchen at that point. There are an infinite number of games for everyone to go in and try to get the IPs for and bring into VR. And we could have this massive resurgence if everybody just said, hey, this shit's working. And you've got to imagine that when people are laying off half of their studio and putting up JPEGs on Twitter about, we're so sorry that, and you guys aren't doing that. Somebody's got to be waking up at these studios and going, maybe we have to rethink how we do things. And so, that when I say you guys are leading the charge, that's what I mean. Yes, it's great for VR, but like, I think the whole VR industry needs a reboot. And I think that's how it has to go down. Sorry, that was a long rant.
No, you're right though, because at the end of the day, if you were to take a game the scope and the size of, some of the biggest titles ever, and if you were to make that built from the ground up for VR, yes, that would absolutely probably be better than a game that was originally, flat screen converted to VR. But that's just not a viable business model right now. We're not there yet. But that is in the long run, that is kind of like, that's what the dream was. But everybody wanted from day one, they wanted a game the size of, Skyrim or Grand Theft Auto. They wanted something that size built from the ground up for VR, where you could interact with every last little detail. And it's like, who's that? Like, nobody can afford to do that, or it would take really long to develop. So like we've been saying for years, this is definitely an important, I think built from the ground up VR games are extremely important, but as a viable source, as VR is, still growing and in this phase right now, like what Flat to VR Studios is doing is extremely important, because there's, like you said, there's thousands and thousands of games that are just untapped resources and they're the most relatable. You tell people that know nothing about VR, and you say, well, I've got this game in VR, and they go, oh, they're not interested. But then you tell them, High on Life in VR or System Shock in VR, their brain instantly goes, what? And they get it instantly. So it's just a really, really important thing to be doing right now. I mean, think about, again, as great, I love Farpoint, obviously, things like that. Those were the top notch, whoa, this is next gen, this is the future of gaming type of stuff. But it didn't. But go ask somebody randomly in public, have they ever heard of Farpoint? And they're like, okay, anyone other than Eric Masher.
No, I it's so funny is to say Farpoint, because literally I walked into Miles's house today. He picked me up from the airport, drives me to his house. I walk into his house. He has his PSVR1 set up, and I'm like, dude, can I play Farpoint? I love Farpoint. Yes. It's probably I don't again, I haven't been able to tell you guys but I hear you guys talk about Farpoint all the time. Farpoint's probably forget about VR game. Farpoint is probably one of my top 5 games of all time. Came to PSVR2 a little bit later, right? I was all about Rift very early on. Started there, a little bit HTC Vive. So met Wes. You got to go to the PSVR1. So I bought a used PSVR1 first game I bought. He's like, get a name controller. I got a name controller, hooked everything up, freaking 300 cords for the PlayStation VR1 breakout box. Oh my God, I figure it all out. I get it all hooked up. I sit down. It's like 10 o'clock at night. I play Farpoint for the first time with the aim controller. 10 hours later, straight, I'm like, I have to go to bed. Wow. I played it for 10 hours. I was probably 45 minutes from the end. Came back the next day, finished the actual 45 minutes. One of the best experiences I've ever had in gaming. Farpoint. Just want to say that. Like I hear you guys talk about Farpoint all the time. Like I know you do your top lists. It would be one of my number ones. Like it's such a good experience in VR. I wish I could bring it to PSVR2. If I could figure that out, that would be my dream to figure that out.
Shout out to Rob Yescombe.
Yeah.
Seriously,
I reference it all the time
in VR.
It's one of the best stories in games I've ever period. Like what you said, it transcends VR. It's the story is incredible. And I reference it a lot because it's also one of my favorite games of all time. And it's also the first game where I ever played in VR where I went, holy shit, like VR is the future. Like that's the game that made me see like how incredible it could be from just like the gameplay and the storytelling and the cinematic, like it's like being in a movie. I was like, holy shit, I was blown away.
And so boss fights. Boss fights.
And there's boss fights. Yeah, that and Moth are two of my favorite VR games of all time.
Right. And it's so crazy that this was 2017. When did Farpoint come out? You would know.
Yeah, 2017. Yeah.
And I feel like VR budgets have only gone down since Farpoint. Right? Like I'm looking at this trailer and I'm like, we don't even see games that look this good anymore. It's crazy.
And what happened when this game came out? IGN gives it like a 6 out of 10. Corridors.
Like, did they really?
Yeah, man. This is why I'm just like, like VR is so ahead of its time sometimes.
Oh, that's okay. IGN gave us a shitty review or a shitty like review yesterday about like our announcements for System Shock and
what?
And,
really? Yeah. They said, why are you making this game for anybody? Like it was maybe I'm wrong. I don't want to be wrong. It was either IGN. It was one of the big ones. It was IGN or somebody, or it was PC. Maybe it was PC Gamer.
PC Gamer would make sense.
PC Gamer came out, and look, and thank you for PC Gamer for at least covering it. But they were basically like, this is awesome, but like, why are you making this game? Who are you making this?
They
game
do that. They did that with. They do that with like everything. Yeah. They don't like VR. They're notorious about that.
No one likes VR. All these big outlets are so out of touch when it comes to VR, right? They just don't fucking review the games anymore, man. It doesn't help anybody.
Yeah, they don't like it because it doesn't make them money, and it doesn't matter what is good for the industry or what people enjoy. It doesn't matter. It's what they can make money off of, and it's not VR. So that's why they constantly poo-poo on it. But fuck them. Just don't even pay them the time of day.
I was just like, thank you for the coverage. Like, thank you for covering.
Exactly.
It, but like, it's like they cover you, but like they backhand slap you when they cover you.
I saw like, that though, and all the comments were just like, whoa, like they're like High on Life. Like, yes, the excitement around High on Life and System Shock. I mean, you guys chose two really, really good games that when they were announced, like everybody was like, where's the VR support? Where's the VR support? I mean, the decision on those was definitely nice, and it makes me excited about what you guys have down the pipeline as well, because you're choosing your games here wisely. And I think regardless of your history with any of these games or whatever, like you hear that, and it's those kinds of announcements that make you go whoa. But then also knowing like the quality that you guys put into this too is exciting as well. Even though System Shock 2 is one of my favorite games of all time, again, you're talking about like top 10, top 15 of all time. I'm actually a little bit maybe slightly more excited about High on Life, just because maybe I know less about it. And, I love Squanch Games style and humor. From what I've seen of the game, it's a funny concept, the gun you're holding, and it's like fucking talking to you with that voice and stuff. And we had Trover Saves the Universe, and so it was kind of a gut punch when High on Life was announced. It wasn't surprising to me because I don't think Trover, sold very well at the time. But I think High on Life has a much bigger, better chance. And I've heard really good things about the game. Again, I know basically nothing about it. So that makes it a little bit more exciting for me. But fans of, System Shock are people that have never played System Shock as well. And they need to be excited as well, because that's a pretty dope game.
Yeah, I can definitely say I'm more excited for System Shock just because the tone and everything. I've never played it, if you can believe it. Right?
No way, really?
Yeah, I really haven't.
When you reacted yesterday, I thought you must have played it.
No,
you've played the Persistence, which is probably more like System Shock 2. I'd say System Shock 1 it's almost like the Persistence, but think of it as a little bit more. Not 80s in like music, but 80s in aesthetic. Like it looks a little bit more 80s and like colorful, versus the more like 90s grungy looking, gray, like Persistence System Shock 2 style. That's the best I got.
Well, it's just, it just speaks to me more, right? I'm more of a horror guy. I like sci-fi more than I like humor, that kind of stuff,
So, System Shock is going to be your game for sure.
For sure. And but again, like I was actually really surprised when it came to Trover Saves the Universe. Right? I did not think I was going to like that at all. I actually had AJ cover it on Without Parole because I was like, I don't know, man. Like people are going to hate me because like I don't love humor like everybody else, right? It's like I don't get jokes. I don't think shit's funny. And then I played through Trover and I was like, this is so fucking funny. Like it really worked for me. And so I'm very excited for High on Life as well. Both of those are going to really work. Listen, guys, I hate to do this. I want to get through all of the tips, and then we're going to move on over to what is happening over here. All right. I don't know. Everything's broken. I don't care. We're gonna move over to the members only area of YouTube to do our post show. But don't worry, we still got a lot more right now because we got a lot of tips to get through. But guys, the only bad thing is that streaming on Patreon has been a nightmare, and even when we get it working, it seems like it doesn't work that well, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record the episode while we're streaming it to the members section of YouTube, and then I can upload it to Patreon after the fact. I apologize if you're on Patreon, you want to participate live, but it's just been an absolute nightmare. And I think moving forward, it's just not going to work out. So if you want to move over from Patreon to be a member on YouTube, by all means, feel free. It's just, it just doesn't seem to want to work any other way.
Do both.
Yeah, it was like, I would love to, man, but it's everything goes to hell when I try.
I'm talking to them. Do both. Be a member and a Patreon. Man.
Do both. Yeah, you want that. You want your name to be scrolling down there constantly, right? You want that, and you want to and you want to watch the exclusive stuff.
Mine is there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's tackle these tips, and like I said, we've got a lot, so we've still got a lot of discussions ahead of us before we move over to the members only stream. But I did schedule it, and hopefully it's going to work. Let's see. What do we have next? We've got Son WTF supporting the channel with 10 gifted. Thank you so much, man. That is amazing. And then Tatum followed it up with 5 gifted. Thank you very much. So generous.
Brian, can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
Tatum is awesome.
Tatum is awesome. Right? He lives up to his name over and over and over again.
Yep. He does.
Yep. Also, he's more knowledgeable about video games than anybody I know. Right? He's my only friend on Switch.
Really?
Yeah, and so when it's we can be friends.
Yeah,
I think he's my only friend on Steam.
So when Nintendo tries to curate a list of games for me to play, say, "Hey, your friends are playing this." It's just Tatum. It's just Tatum. If I see a game on a list on the recommended list, I know that Nintendo's recommending it to me because Tatum's playing it. Just saying. We get Nat Attack Gaming with the love. Sorry.
You can have 2. Just friend me.
Yeah, I will. No, absolutely. If I can figure it out, the friend code system is garbage, but whatever, we'll work with it. Nat Attack Gaming with the level 2 membership says, Happy Flat to VR is working on High on Life VR because you guys are great at making VR games. But how did this happen? Who contacted who? That's a great question. How did this happen? Did you knock on doors, kiss babies, shake hands?
For which one, Squanch or for?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, Squanch. So Squanch was like 2 years, guys. Like, so I'm working on it for a long time, and like Squanch loves VR. And here's always the biggest thing is like, I always talk about like, try and keep this quick. We have to walk before we run. Like, we're a new studio that nobody freaking knows. Like, and when you go to an IP holder who has like a treasured IP and are like, hey, trust us with your shit. Like, they have to like have an idea of who you are, and they have to really trust you, because even when we're going to them and saying, hey, we'll fund this, we'll develop it, we'll do the marketing, we'll do everything behind it, you don't have to do anything. The risk to them is still their IP. And guess what? That's the biggest risk of all. Like, if we damage their IP, look at Hitman. Do you think that Hitman was super happy with whoever took over their IP and did that first couple games on Quest? Like when they had to go back in and fix shit, like how do you think they felt? Like, so you can damage a company just by like that company.
Everybody thinks it's developed by them, right?
Exactly. Because you can promise them the world. I can be like, hey, I'll do everything. All you have to do is give me your code and the license to your IP, but you have to trust me with that IP. So for a new company, like, we have to like have that trust. So yeah, I mean, for us, it's like, we have started to establish that we're there now. Let's, we're going to move past that now. Like, we just have to see what the next 10 things brings. Like, I don't know. I got to be careful what I say. Sorry.
No, you don't. So I'm not sure if you know how the show
Hey, you're
works.
looking kind of thirsty there, Eric. You're looking a little thirsty.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm so not. Yeah.
Just making sure you're hydrated.
I don't know if you know how this show works, but every single person you see in the chat is just my mom. This is what we've realized over the years, is that she just wants her little baby boy to succeed. And so she's created 100,000 YouTube accounts and subscribed under different names. She's very, very active at like 10 different PCs during these shows. So don't worry, you're only spilling the beans to my mom. That's what I'm trying to say.
I will just no, and I love your mom, and I love Wes's mom. Wes's mom is the best, by the way. I love her so much every night. But I will say that Squanch was awesome, by the way. Like, Squanch was one of those companies that understood VR. They had been in the space before. They really wanted to do it. They had, and I think you asked this question to Miles last night, Brian. A lot of these companies just don't have the capacity to do both. It's hard to operate in both spaces. So when we as a company can come in and like be that outlet for them, and they already have a passion for VR like Squanch does, it was like, as long as they trust us, again, and that took a long time to find that trust, they were on board because they love VR. Like, Squanch loves VR. They wanted to do this in VR. They're a small studio too. They're not like EA. They're a small studio that's trying to build something cool, and they're trying to do whatever their next thing is. So, but they love VR.
Nice.
You are what VR needs. Not necessarily what you're not the developers people want, but you're what they need.
Oh, Embrace 2Y Underground Stranger Game Cap the $2 says, told you yesterday, flat to VR for the players. Yeah, you do represent the PlayStation's old slogan much better than PlayStation does. For the players. I like it.
Also, just to point out too, something that is not actually really being talked about enough about the show. Some of the initiatives you guys have been doing and the way that those have been panning out. We did mention the vault thing. Like, that's pretty cool. And that was a fun little thing, for our community here. And then that was a really fun way to kind of launch that. But then also there's a couple other initiatives that like I kind of missed too. I know you have the Spark initiative, which was a big one. That's kind of how Flat Out came to be, and it's like, proving to be, hopefully proving to be really successful for you so far. But then you pointed out a couple others. There was like your media partnership with Squanch. Is that somebody related to Squanch Games? What was that? Or is that just media and you're kind of like media group that you rely on in general?
Well, I mean, we kind of announced yesterday is like we're going to start to use some. So we want to like partner with some outside studios to help us do some other things. So like yesterday, we kind of partnered with Demo Arcura to start doing some trailers, and that's kind of like he's a huge media company in Grimwolf Studios who does a lot of trailer work. They did a lot of trailers in the showcase yesterday, but we're partnering with them directly to offer those services to our publishing arm, our development arm, our services arm as a marketing company. We have an amazing internal content team. Like 99% of the stuff that you see us do on the trailer side is us directly, but we're going to work with some outside studios like Demo and Grimwolf to like help some people. But for Squanch directly, like we always work with Squanch. Any IP partner we have, we always work with that IP partner. It's like a two-way street. Like we support the VR side, they'll support the VR side on their side, like to push to their channels, things like that.
Okay, yeah. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything because you guys have a lot of moving parts, and
I
was like, wait, I just want to make sure I follow the most important ones. Somebody in the chat did. I don't know if you can't answer this. This is fine. But Hakuta says, "Wait, how many vaults are there left to open?" Can you answer that?
That's a great question.
There was
I saw
one,
Miles respond on Twitter, by the way, to this.
Okay. What did Miles say? I'll take my feet off what Miles said. Miles is actually running this whole show, just so you guys know. Like I'm just here for the ride.
Miles responded by saying, "How many do you want?"
Oh,
great answer.
How many you want? But you guys do have a game for your vault. Do all of you know your vault game yet? Or should I not? Should you just, is that classified? No saying anything about anything.
I will. Brian, do you want to answer that? Or?
I don't pay attention when people talk for the most part, and when people send me emails like Miles did with all my information, I didn't actually read it. Right, I was just like, wait, what are my lines? Oh, fucking send it, okay. And so I don't know. I think Wes told me that I should know, and then I never read it. No, I don't know. And if you guys didn't tell me, I wouldn't be surprised either.
That tracks.
Yep.
I think that right now you know who the Vault Keepers are, and I love the name Vault Keepers. By the way, this is going to be a thing now. You're the Vault Keepers. Like we should have shirts made of like Vault Keeper.
The downside being is everyone thinks the last one is going to be a Fallout game.
I mean, it could be. I mean, but I think Vault Keepers is cool. But I mean, you know who the Vault Keepers are. Jamie did the first one, so we still have Brian, Shu, and Rob. That's who we've announced so far. So we at least have that many.
So we're at 5.
Yeah,
we're at 5, and just so you know, like I love Drop Dead the Cabin. They're and Soul Assembly's an amazing studio, and we love the partnership we have with them. But we have a lot more to do. Like I know.
Yeah, I'm sorry for interrupting. Can we clarify something here? Because I don't. Again, I wasn't really paying attention right to the words and making sure that so I don't know, maybe other people weren't either. The Vault is something different than like Flat to VR announcing their next big project. The Vault is literally for PlayStation VR2 getting games that exist on other VR platforms. Correct?
100%. Yeah, I guess that's probably the biggest misnomer from everybody. Like High on Life was not part of the Vault. System Shock was not part of the Vault. The Vault games are only games that are currently been made that you as a PlayStation person, like PlayStation VR2 person, have wanted to play and said, why the freak do we not have this game over here? Those are the ones that we want to go out and get. Like, so this is an initiative of us as gamers who are like, why aren't these games on every platform? And like, if we can make that happen in an economical way, like the biggest reason that most of these aren't done is either the teams have moved on, or they're like, it's not worth us to bring it there, or just we can't make it work financially. We want to tear those barriers down. Like tear those barriers down. You have a great game. There's no reason that game should not be enjoyed by every player. So think about every Quest game or every PC VR game that a PlayStation VR2 person has not had access to. Whether maybe it was even a game that was on PSVR1 that was on those other platforms that just never made it to PSVR2.
Now we're talking.
Soulless Project.
Listen,
You know,
now
it could-
I
it
know
could
what
be
my
anything.
game's going to be. I now know what my game's going to be. It's obviously Immortal Legacy.
Yeah.
Obviously.
No,
The
now that you mentioned this, there's like two games that just popped in my head that I'm like, oh man. When you talk about that initiative being existing VR games, that it's like, why aren't these on PSVR2? There's one in particular that just popped in my head, and I'm like, yeah, like this is, why is this not there already? So where do people send their inquiries to, or does this just have to make enough noise to find its way to you organically?
That's a great question. I would say, look, we listen, of course, as Miles and Wes are the voice for the PSVR2 community. I mean, listening to the GameCat community and Brian's Discord is a good place to put all those things. We'll see them, of course, because Wes and Miles will see them. But if you want to go to Flat VR Studios Discord, put your wildest dreams over there. Like,
Cool.
not even like, and put them there for the vault, which is like put the games that have already been made on those other platforms. But we have a spot over in Flat VR Studios where I'm like, put whatever game that you think you want, any game, in like an IP that you really want, Halo, whatever it is, over there. Tag me or tag somebody, and I'll look at it and I'll see if I can do it. Because there's a lot of games that people are like, that would be a cool game. Annapurna makes a ton of games. Like, they're not a huge studio. Annapurna is a great studio, but they're not like the biggest names. But like, you give me a couple of Annapurna games like Firewatch or like Neon White, I'm all over that. I'll go get that. Let me figure out how I go make that happen. Like, so like, yeah, go, like I would say, go to Brian's Discord, PSVR Parole Discord. Like, Brian, you want to make an IP channel? I'm all about that. You put me in there, and I'll listen to what the PlayStation VR2 players want.
You heard
or go to
mods.
Flat VR Studios, and I will tag me, and I will listen, and I will run and figure out how I go make it happen.
You heard him, mods. So let's make a dedicated channel for suggestions for Flat to VR. Let's go. None of my mods are here.
They're all in bed.
I mean, they've got better things to do. Let's be honest. No, I saw Nick at least, and Gyson's always like somewhere in the darkness. I bet Rapop's here too. That's right, guys. We have so many more tips to get through. This is insane. And
Okay.
I'm gonna stop talking. I'm not going to talk through any of these tips.
No. I'm sure that you're not going to be able to hold on to that promise, because I won't be able to either. Where did Tornado go? Okay, anyway. Scally says, gaming with the 5 quid is big props to the whole Flats VR team, the VR Game Showcase team, and the rest of the developers at the show. Genuinely exciting times. Keep fighting the good fight. Thank you so much for the support. We wholeheartedly agree. Stephanie Masher. Any relation?
Hey.
That could be my wife. I love her.
You say it could be?
It could be.
I'm pretty sure it's my wife. I mean, it could be somebody else who just has a name. I don't know.
It's I'm sorry. It's Brian's mom.
I mean, they all are, right? So I guess we're related.
Yeah.
Who knew? Stephanie Master with the $5. Thank you for using the support. Says, Match Mama Cool here for the show. Flat to VR, hardest working studio out there. Hell yeah.
Mash Mama cool. Hell yeah.
See,
That
you
literally
put,
is her name. She's Mash Mom. Come on, that's awesome.
you put Eric Masher in the title of your video, and people are going to show up. That's what I learned today. Fist with the Australian 5 says, what's your dream flat to VR game, Eric? I wishlisted yesterday's games. Good. Everybody wishlist. Everybody wishlist. Go wishlist.
Good shout. Go wishlist these. They are available on there now.
Do you have a holy grail game? Is there a game that like you're just like maybe unimaginable for you? Something that you're like, this might never happen, but if it does, my life will be complete.
It's It's funny because you say that we call it the Holy Grail game. So when we started, there was a game that said like when we get this game, like this will officially kick us off, like as like we are kind of like a freight train and unstoppable. And you're probably gonna want to hear this. And good, it's all good things. Is BioShock. BioShock is our Holy Grail. So we actually call it our Holy Grail, and we'll see.
We share a holy grail.
We do.
Only the penitent man shall pass. Sorry, I was a big Last Crusade fan. Let's move on. Ace Gamer Cat with the 1337 says, weekend multiplayer lineup. Crap, I completely forgot that it's Friday. Yeah, guys, don't forget every single... you're going to have to really scooch in there, Miles, if you want to be on camera.
He says, come up here, save him. He says he's been bullied too much.
Yeah, that's what we do here. People never come back, but, it's always a good challenge.
Can I just say, watching this downstairs from my living room has been an absolute joy. Like, it's Friday. I get to just watch it. And this conversation and, like, everything's been amazing. So I've enjoyed it. Good show.
Glad to hear it.
Can we do this every Friday?
No.
I mean, Eric, I can put you on as the Tuesday host. We'll start doing 4 days.
You're gonna do 4 shows? Wait, you just went from 1 show to 3 shows to 4 shows.
I mean, listen. 1 to 3 is a big deal. 3 to 4, it's nothing.
Oh, Jammy's just text. He says he's up for being the 5th.
Perfect. Good. Yeah, not enough British representation on our channel, to be honest. Ace Gamer Cat with the 1337 reminds us that we do Saturday and Sunday multiplayer meetups on our Discord. We go play multiplayer PSVR2 games. So make sure you join our Discord and go follow those channels and vote on what games we want to play. Because on this weekend, Saturday, we'll be playing Walkabout Mini Golf with the new Goop Layer DLC potentially. Oh, wow! Right, I haven't even played it yet. Maybe I'll be there tomorrow. I said put on your wingsuit for Rush on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Oh, yeah. Rush Apex Edition. Is that what it's called? Apex Edition?
Yep.
It's 2 p.m. Eastern both days. So Walkabout and then Rush. Go to Discord for details. Special thanks to Friend at Court and Professor Lilith. P.S. Hi, Eric.
World of Long Plays just messaged me in the Ask AJ channel something crazy that I cannot believe. Dude, so make sure you go to the Discord.
I've been trying not to tell the public about things that World of Long Plays tells me behind the scenes for like a year now. What did he wrote something in public? In the Ask AJ channel? What was it?
He said there might be Solus Project news next year. That would be insane. Absolutely.
Kill Artist Dreamweaver Game Cat with the $5 tip says, hey guys, hey Eric, awesome shooting at VR Game Showcase. Was there a shooting at the showcase? Sorry, I'm an American. I just assumed that it means people died.
There were some shooting games on there. System Shock, you're shooting a bit.
Right. Can't wait for those games to drop. I will buy them all, so will I. And if you guys give them to me for free, I will buy them for other people.
I love that.
Hyper Death with the 50 Sekiro says the showcase felt like a reboot of a new VR era. In the news from Pinball FX, PSVR2 port didn't make things any worse. I waited forever for that. Bro, yesterday really did feel like the last year or so didn't happen, right? Or that like PSVR2 had more momentum or VR had more momentum. Right, we got the announcement that Pinball FX was coming to PSVR2. There was a bunch of great announcements. We didn't even talk about the fact that like Out of Sight VR got a release window, right?
Right.
Like that. Somehow that just flew under the radar completely, right?
One of my favorite trailers yesterday too. By the way, like I don't like we had some awesome trailers yesterday, but like I just want to shout out like our like Wonder Bar and Baz on our team. That. We've shown Out of Sight already, but that trailer with that music was just like literally that gave me chills when I saw it when they showed it to me the first time. So.
I'm trying to download it so I can show it while we talk, but like I said, nothing's been working right over here today or ever.
Dude, Out of Sight VR is quietly like one of my most anticipated games for sure. I'm so glad it's in y'all's hands too. But I don't know much about
the AJ.
No, I haven't. Like the VR or the flat screen.
Well, the VR version.
No, I haven't played any of it so far, so like I don't know much about it, but just from what I've seen, it looks very, very fun.
That's so good to hear because it's been a really interesting journey for that because obviously it came out in early access on Steam, like last year, and obviously we've been meaning to bring it to these other platforms. But we always knew that Little Nightmares was coming over the horizon when it got announced. And so there's that question internally of like, we're working on these other titles and like where the resources are and like, are we going to do this? And look, Little Nightmares came out and it got the reception it did. But I think it speaks a lot for how we feel about this IP that we feel very confident of like, yeah, look, Little Nightmares did come out and it did stand out for what Little Nightmares is, and people got enjoyment from it. But the fact that, you know, we can come out with this again and people are still excited about it, we think, you know, coming the other side of the Little Nightmares actually is interesting, and I'm going to be interesting to see how it's been received. I'm someone I've not played it either, to be honest. I've only just seen it from the gameplay from my colleagues and the trailers, and I'm super hyped to get stuck in.
Yeah, I don't know how well Altered Echoes did. Little Nightmares at 256. Wait, actually, that's I don't know if that's the U.S. store or not. U.S. store.
Oh,
I feel like
review?
I feel like yours could be. Yeah, I have a VPN, so it's like it might not be the right store. But it's got like 256 reviews. So like I think you could potentially surpass the actual like official Little Nightmares game.
I think this will, but we'll have to wait and see. It'd be an amazing thing to do. And again, it's not about us. When we say we want to do better than games, it's not that we want other games to do bad. We want all games to do well. But obviously, it's definitely a goal that you want to achieve.
No, fuck them. Kick their asses.
I'll say it right now. I wish they would give us Little Nightmares. Like I tried. Like I pushed for it early on. Like if they gave it up to us, who knows? Like
yeah,
I'm not afraid to say that. Like I really pushed hard on that on our end. And
can we re-edit the trailer so one of the quotes is AJ? Fuck him.
There you go. Just when you show when you do the release trailer on the official PlayStation channel,
just the accolade trailer.
Just white text comes up and it says "Fuck Little Nightmares."
Oh my God.
PSVR Underground. There you go.
Also, Little Nightmares was good. Like I mean, it gets a lot of hate, and it launched with like force blinders, which are still there, and the click turning, but click turning's gone. So I think the game was fun. I didn't think it was great or anything, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, just trying to.
I'm surprised Pinball FX wasn't part of the showcase. It was amazing that announcement happened yesterday. Yeah. As well. Like that was seriously just like
it's huge.
Kind of the cherry on top in a little way, but I'm like, that's a missed opportunity for them to get some spotlight. I think they underestimated how many people like would have like this was a great opportunity for them to like actually make a huge announcement, and they did it in the smallest way possible, which is fine, but I was like, dang, like.
But simultaneously, I think that they had nothing to show. They didn't have a release window, right? They had nothing other than, hey, we're going to do this, right? And so I bet there's still a huge opportunity for them to show off the first gameplay or a release window, talk about what tables are going to be there at the launch of PSVR2 at another VR game showcase when they actually have something to share, right? And so I don't know. I think a lot of studios have the right mentality to be like, listen, we don't even have a release date, like. Let's not make a big deal about this until it's time to make a big deal about this. And I do have to say I appreciate studios like that, because sometimes you just sit around for 2 years going, didn't you announce fucking High on Life 2 years ago? Where the hell is it?
Yeah.
Were you supposed to give a release date?
For what?
High on Life 2? High on Life 1? 2? 3?
Don't know. But what AJ was saying, I actually agreed with when it came to this, and I was like, why didn't they put it in the showcase? But then when what you said, Brian, I was like, totally agree with that. Which is there was so much hype going into that VR game showcase where people were talking about Pinball FX, and it wasn't shown. And I can imagine that the team there were just like questioning about it, going, okay, there's all this hype about it. We have nothing to show, so we may as well at least just make an announcement that wouldn't have made a showcase. I mean, to be honest, I kind of feel like in showcases you could just turn up with a title card. That's fine. Like, you can be in a showcase and it doesn't have to be a 30-second or anything like that. It can just be like a 5-10 second piece. But I think it's great for them to do that. And as you say, like Jamie said, like the next VR game showcase will be in November. and so that gives them enough time to prepare for it, knowing that there is demand for it out there. So I'm super excited for this news.
To Brian's point, I do think it's more exciting in a showcase format to kind of like make the announcement with gameplay, something to show, versus just having developers come out and say, well, we are excited to announce that this is happening, this game. And it's like, great, let me see it. There's probably a lot of people like that. So yeah, it does make sense in that regard. Like if you're going to have people on screen talking, it's got to be in a fun, creative way, kind of like what you guys did with the Vault. I thought like something like that works really well versus just like, we are happy to announce that game is coming to system.
Right.
Yay.
Also, we've seen title cards appear in spectacular fashion in things like Nintendo Directs, like Metroid Prime 4, right? Notoriously appeared like 10 years ago or something, and then just went radio silent. Like I don't think that's good for the brand, and people are like, well, this is in development hell, right? So I think that can kind of backfire.
That's true.
Let's see. Jeremy Miller with the level 2 membership says, if Brian's Unlock the Vault isn't Immortal Legacy on PSVR 2, then what are we even doing here? LOL. Just wondering.
Go
ahead.
Can I just say the question earlier about like, do you know what's in the vault? It was clearly mentioned on that showcase that everyone's really excited to see what there's in their vault. You guys don't know. You're just vault keepers.
Thank you. Okay.
The whole point is you want to unlock it and find out what's inside. And Brian may be very impressed by what he finds inside it. He might also be equally disappointed, but that won't make good marketing promo, but we might have to live with that.
So Brian's doing what the bat?
What the bat?
What the bat?
Yeah,
PlayStation VR 2?
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm there. Yeah. I'm all over this. Like, this is my favorite game, so I'm there for Brian.
Good dog, bad dog. We're on the PSVR 2. You're welcome, Brian. See, there's some things that you don't joke about, and that is one of them.
Jeremy Miller follows it up by saying, just wondering, did Brian know Shuhei was going to cameo? Yes, I did. Miles sent the whole script out, and but it was great seeing it in action, and I couldn't wait to see the final product. I cringed a little bit knowing my part was coming up, but couldn't stop smiling at everybody else's involvement. It was fantastic. Miles Dyer with the 10 quid says, oh, you just want to read it so we get the official?
No, you read it. It's from the heart. But
let's see if I can say it like Miles would. Thanks everyone for the constant positivity. This is actually fucking nailing it right now.
Positivity is a great word.
Constant positivity you express here and everywhere else. It's genuinely helped me with my post VRGS blues. So much heart went into this from all of us. Glad it paid off.
Okay, that was great. The thing I would say was, the thing about positivity, Brian, is to be British, you want to drop the T's. Like bottle water, positivity.
Positivity.
There we go. He's British. Everybody, Brian is officially British.
Nailed it.
The king will send you a certificate.
Thanks for the support.
Sorry, a certificate.
Certificate.
Hyperdash
no,
level
honestly,
2.
On that, like normally after something like that, when you've worked on it for so long, you get a crash. It's just how it works. We talk about it with the Game Cat meetup. You go to something like that, you meet everyone, it's amazing, and then you come back, and it's just like, back to reality. I'm very grateful that Eric is here, Natasha's here with us, and we get to spend quality time together. But the constant comments on like Reddit, on Twitter, on all social media, even just seeing like GameSpot and even PC Gamer, just seeing it everywhere is, we always talked about this was going to be our biggest swing. And it's one thing to get a good reaction at the showcase, but sometimes you can have a really good initial reaction and then it just dies out very quickly. This is not dying out. Like, there is so much conversation about where VR is, and like there seems to be a lot of hope behind this, and like, our fuel is basically the community that we're a part of. So just thank you to everyone.
Happy Death with the level 2 says, also, do you know how to get your regular YouTube name here in the chat? I can't be the only one asking this, right? Dude, YouTube just switched at some point, and like the chat just shows people's fucking ats instead of their usernames. I don't know what happened, and I don't know how to get it back.
I don't know how to get it back either. There's a lot of people on my show that I'm not calling them by their actual names anymore because I just like reading their usernames on it. But yeah, I don't think there's any way of changing it. This is the new way YouTube's doing it, is you have a username.
And this has been like 2 years, right? Like, I mean, it's been a long time. Or
No,
just-
it did this. I think it done it this year. In the past year.
Okay.
I don't know. What is time anymore, Brian?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Comic book guy with the 2 quid says, imagine a Disney pack for Walkabout Mini Golf. I mean, you guys did it for Trombone Champ, so I guess anything's possible, right?
It's all about persistence. Like,
It actually looked like a really good fit for that game too. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Dude, the music, like that trailer, that's in-game music. It's like the composer who did it. And I saw a lot of streamers during it, like turning down their sound code, shit, we're going to get copyright. You don't have to because it's our composition of it. And I can't wait to dive into that and experience all the classics.
So I was trying to download the trailer, but let's just get right back over here to the show instead. I really need a producer. Sirens and horns and all sorts of
craziness. You need a
Todd.
Get a Todd that just produces your show for you.
I do. I need a Todd. I need a Roots. Guys, they're not letting us go. They just keep sending tips. It is beyond crazy right now. So we're going to do our absolute best to get through the rest of these because we do need to get onto the bonus show. Emmanuel Bose, and just we don't want to be here for 3 hours. Emmanuel Bose with the $5 says, thank you so much, very much for System Shock VR. We're going into a golden age of VR. Isn't it crazy that one day of announcements can change everybody's outlook on the future of VR? So as you said, Eric, you knew that these announcements were needed. And I think they came at the exact right time. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Emmanuel Bose also sent one without parole membership gifted. Thank you so very much. I think this is Mad Vegan who switched to level 2 membership. Thank you. I'm assuming you guys want to be here for the post show. And that's why you did it. Scally says gaming also upgraded to level 2 membership. Thank you so much for your support. We'll see you in the post show. Comic book guy GameCat with the 5 quiz says, can I just mention Goodnight Universe is definitely a game I would want to get a VR mode for. Goodnight Universe.
No idea what that is.
I can picture it. That's not the follow-up to Before Your Eyes, right? That's a different game. I can't remember. We'll put it to
follow-up to Before Your Eyes.
Well, Before Your Eyes had a game that kind of came after it, right? By the same developers that never go to VR mode, but it's not Goodnight Universe, is it? I'm just mistaking it. Has the same look, I think.
Yeah, it's from the same developers of Before Your Eyes. Yeah.
Oh, good. I got it.
It says Isaac, a 6-month-old baby developing mysterious psychic powers. What you want most is to be loved and accepted by your family, but a secretive tech corporation wants you for their own. And it's by Skybound Games.
Awesome. Psychic baby.
Interesting.
It does look cool.
Get it on the list. If one of our mods got to create a channel so everyone can dump their suggestions in. Kill Artist 1, the Dreamweaver GameCat with the $5 says, hey guys, hey Eric, great showing at VR Game Showcase. I will be buying all of them. Fuck yeah, Kill Artist.
Well, Kill Artist.
We got Gecko Man and Robbie both upgrading to level 2 membership. Then we're going to see everybody on the after show. Comic Book Guy GameCat with the 2 quid says, thank you, Flat VR. We got Pro Zach with the $5 tip says, all hail Flat VR by the end of yesterday. This is starting to feel really incestuous. I'm sorry. It was already a little weird having Miles and Wes on, every week. But now, I don't know, man. I need to find some new co-hosts. This just doesn't feel right anymore. All hail Flat to VR by the end of yesterday's showcase. I was simultaneously tearing up and fully at attention. It was like prom night all over again. It's a graphic, but it is appreciated. Gothic Arcane with the €6 says, Miles said that he needs all of the enthusiasts to buy the games to show support. So to make it a thing worthy for devs, right? Did I say that right? Miles said he needs all of the enthusiasts to buy the games to show support. So to make it a thing worthy for devs.
Yeah, I mean, we need to support this stuff. One of the things I saw yesterday that I was like I'm not going to call anybody out or anything, but I was like, I saw some people saying like, oh, you can already play this game with like UVR. And I'm like,
it's a problem.
Yeah, but you don't understand. Like, you shouldn't be like discouraging people. I know they're not trying to. They're just trying to say, hey, you can already play this. Yes, but you shouldn't be discouraging people from supporting an actual real game of it, and supporting the developers behind it. Like, I get it, but at the same, like, yes, it's accessible, but It's not an actual real official product like Eric was saying earlier. There's a difference.
Also,
yeah, it's a difference between saying to people, do you want to experience it in VR or do you want to experience it in VR? Like, there's putting a headset on and being like, okay, I'm in this in VR, and then there's like experiencing it in the VR version of like, you know, you were talking earlier, RoboQuest, like 80 weapons. It's like they've all been remodeled. They have manual reloading, all that.
Like
kind of stuff.
I couldn't imagine if it didn't have all that. Like it just makes it so much more special because of all that.
Yeah.
Well, let's take RoboQuest. 80 weapons. The flat version, every other side of the weapon for those 80 weapons was not rendered.
Yeah.
It was never meant to be rendered. It was a flat game. So we actually had to go in and actually render, and artists have to actually go in and make the opposite side of the weapon. So like, if you turn the weapon over in VR, it would be hollow. It would look. You would be able to see through the right side of the weapon and through to the other side where it was. So like, it was never meant to be shown that way. So that cannot be fixed with just modding. Like, you have to have an artist or several artists come in and think about doing that for hundreds of weapons. Then you have to make a reload mechanic that was never meant to be in the game. So like, how do you do that reload mechanic? You actually have to physically make an artist do the reload mechanic where the magazine comes out, drops out, you see it drop out, and then you have to grab it and pull it and put it into your gun, and then you have to like charge the gun if it's going to have to be charged. So there's so many things that are not, you don't think about when you're just like, hey, tell AI to do this. It's not there. There's a certain part of AI that can help you optimize your time, but you can't create with it. You can't create well enough with it yet. Anyway, you can create something, but it's not going to be able to create well enough yet. And that's like, RoboQuest is the perfect example.
Jan the German game cat Clausen says, "Do you even render, bro?" All right. Anyways, go ahead, Brian. Continue.
No. I also just want to. This is, I don't mean to drag this out, but like I did see a bunch of comments. I re-uploaded your trailers yesterday on Without Parole, and so I've been privy to lots of comments that maybe you guys haven't seen yet. And there have been a lot of comments saying, "Oh, I already own this on PC. Is there an upgrade path?" Or if I already own the flat screen version, is there an upgrade path? And I said, listen, I'm not going to speak for them, but based on the history of all these games, no, there's not going to be. But like the part of it that I didn't type out was the part that would have to be in defense of you guys and being like, you have no idea, like talking about like how High on Life could very well turn into a 2-year project for you guys, right? It's not worth it to say, hey, if you own the flat screen version, here's a $10 upgrade path, right? For 2 years of your studio working on this game. Like people need to understand that if you want this stuff to continue, that you need to pay for it, right? Yeah. One of the responses to my response was, oh, I'll just wait for it to be on sale for $5 then. And I desperately wanted to like just say, buddy, you're not going to get anything else in VR if you don't support it. But you don't. The last thing I want to do is tell people how to spend their money. But that's the answer. If you don't buy this stuff, you're not going to get more of this stuff, period. So like, this is not the time to be complaining about no upgrade path or whatever. This is the time to support people doing the things that you love, or you're never going to get things from them ever again.
What I'd just say to that, Brian, it also builds off what Gothic Arcane was saying about, I was talking about like enthusiasts need to buy the games because people say, oh, what, buy all games? The truth is that when VR first came out, it was sort of an unknown territory that we were all exploring. So it was the idea of like, we just buy all the games and then we share with each other what works and what doesn't. The difference this day and age is that we have an infrastructure now where we have reviewers, we have communities that are able to point like, I've tried this game and this is what I think and more people should try it. And look, that doesn't mean that people shouldn't still go on a whim and, try games here and there. But it does mean that, like, if there are games that are made by studios that you believe in, for me, one of them would be Binary Mills. Binary Mills I always associate with top-tier quality. And when they bring games from other platforms, they take advantage of the PSVR2 settings. And, like, I'm just always blown away with Binary Mills. So Binary Mills, and obviously I speak as a content creator who gets keys and stuff like that, I would always buy their games at launch because I'm definitely going to get my money's worth. And look, there are a lot of game cats out there, like in shows like this, you'll do super chats. I would just say mentally, just treat like when a game comes out, like, okay, buying it at launch, you're paying at a premium, but treat it like a super chat. Like if it's a game that you've seen good reviews for, or it's from a studio that you believe in, like treat it as like tipping of like, I believe in what you're doing, and so I want to give you the boost at the beginning, because you can say, I am just going to wait on sale. And look, just to say, we are in a cost of living crisis across the world, and some people have to live their life on a lag time. Some people always have to play games on a 1 year lag, waiting for PlayStation Plus to bring games out and stuff like that. So it's not against those people, but it is just to say that, like, if you can, like, you know, you do vote with your wallet, and if you are just constantly just buying stuff when it's on sale, like for us as publishers or creators, yes, when games are on sale, we are still making money, but that's kind of the long tail part of the sale model. For us, what's very important is as soon as the game launches and like how many people are buying it at full price. And so we can't stress enough, but I'll let Eric speak more to it about how we choose with pricing. But
I just want to give you a great example. Like literally yesterday, we had a great meeting with a team, and they were like, "Hey, with one of our IP teams," and they're like, "Hey, we actually bought a Quest 3." And I'm like, "Oh, let me send you every game we have, and I'll just send you keys. Like I can do that, right? For certain people." And he's like, "Well, send me a key to your favorite game, and then I'll buy all the rest." And I'm like, "No, you don't have to do that." And he's like, "I want to support what you're doing. And this is an IP holder that we're working with directly on their game." And he's like, "No, just send me one key that you like, that's your favorite, and I'll buy the rest." And like those are the things that you have to think about. Like, and he's like, "I want to support you," and that's what he said. He's like, "I want to support you and make sure that you guys are doing, you're doing okay." So those are always the things that we think of. And I'm not saying that don't ever buy games on sale. You should buy games on sale. It's okay to buy games on sale. That's why we put them on sale, so we will buy them. Right. I would just always say, but like, don't be like, "Hey, I want to go get a game for $1." Like, if I got to put my game on sale for $1, that's normally a $29.99 game. You're supporting a failing ecosystem at that point, and what you want to support is probably not going to survive.
Corey 2016 GameCat said something in the chat that I love the way they worded it. They said, "Support if you can. If not, make up for it later." And I think that's a great attitude to have. Yeah. Like, we all have to make choices. So this is not to guilt trip people. Like, obviously, some people can't buy stuff at launch all the time, and totally understand that. And we're not here to like bully people into that. But we're just saying, like, if you can, it can make a huge difference.
Right. I think what I wanted to point out wasn't like to tell people how to spend their money. I was trying to point out the hypocrisy of people who say, "Where are the AAA VR games?" and then go, "Well, why doesn't it have an upgrade path? You can't.
Why isn't it free?"
Yeah. Right. Exactly. You can't say both things, right? Like, but one of them is going to happen or the other is going to happen. And actually, no. You know what? The other's not going to happen. It's going to be one and not the other. Period.
Yeah, I never see a future where one of our games is flat VR is like an add-on where you can get for automatic, because we put too much into those games. We put so much into those games. It's never going to be like, hey, the same SKU. It's always going to be a separate SKU, and you have to support that game for what it is, which is a VR game, not a flat game.
All right, we're gonna make some tracks here. We got Bambino Ramos with the level 2 membership, says, "Thank you, Eric and Flat to VR, for saving VR, especially on the PSVR2. Can't wait for High on Life. Now the road to Grand Theft Auto 6 VR, Elden Ring, and DayZ VR." I love it.
Are we announcing anything on the Netflix showcase for Grand Theft Auto 6? Yeah. Maybe we tease that. Are we coming?
It feels sacrilege to blast past this tip, but Game Cato with the Australian $100 says, "God bless Flat to VR and without parole." Thank you, Game Cato, always there supporting the channel and the development teams as well. Good shit, man. Thank you.
Yeah, really good.
We got one of my mods. We got Rody the Game Cat with $10 saying, "Eric, greetings, friend. System Shock was my most wanted VR conversion. My brain melted yesterday. If you get Deus Ex, you will have fulfilled my whole VR fantasy. Love to the whole team."
Deus Ex, man. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Well, that would be
Deus Ex or Deus Ex Human Revolution. Oh my God. I think definitely one of the best story-driven IPs of all time. Too. I'm with you there, Rody.
This is actually a comment we got yesterday from Dover, Delaware, with $5. Says, "Any chance Flat to VR could get Firewall Ultra and fix/finish it?"
What are you doing it?
but I think we said yesterday, Miles, like, what would you rather have? Like, these guys spending their time fixing Firewall Ultra, or get something like Ready or Not on PSVR2, right?
You want to remove the eye track grenade throwing? Yeah, is that?
Yeah. Just remove that and call it a day.
Yeah.
It's
I think the damage
just
to Ultra
port-
has been done. I think it would be you'd have such a PR nightmare on your hands, social media nightmare on your hands, trying to tell everybody, oh, it's better now. We took care of it. It's like, no, man, like they dug a hole and they're not getting out.
Just port 0 hour.
Oh, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Atomic Teapot with the 2. Oops. Hold on, I got to scroll. Atomic Teapot with the Australian 2 says, I love you guys. That is all. We love you too. Thank you so much.
Atomic Teapot. First thing I did was buy him a beer and a hot dog when he got to Vegas.
God.
I was like, dude, you flew all the way here from Australia? Please have an American hot dog and a beer.
Pretty crazy.
Welcome.
Pretty crazy. Nick Milo with the level 3 memberships that says, I finally got the RoboQuest Platinum. Only took me 130 hours. But then I went on a work trip and I had to buy it on Quest because I'm too addicted still.
Nice.
Perfect.
Well, can I just say it's good to hear that because I was worried that the Platinum was still broken. So now I know it works. So thanks, Nick, for being the one that allows me to get some rest.
Amazing.
Honestly, congrats on that. That's amazing. I still haven't completed the game. I haven't got to the end boss yet. I'm still struggling with it.
Tonight, as soon as the show's over.
It's never going to end, by the way. I'm not sure if you're aware of this. It's just going to keep going.
It might not. You have too many tips.
I know. Skelly says gaming with the level 2 membership says Simpsons Hit and Run remake has just been teased. Get that in VR. Also, Crazy Taxi in VR. Crazy Taxi World Tour.
I guess
I've been playing Crazy Taxi still. Like I still play that game, and
yeah,
it's still so much fun just to pop in, play it for a couple rounds, and then drop out. That game still holds up so great.
Love that game.
We got Metal Game Cat Solid Fritz with the level 1 membership. Thank you so much for the support. We got Prophecy 777 with the level 2 membership. Thanks for the support. We'll see you in the post show. We got Mugo with the $10 says during the launch of PSVR2, I saw Eric on his channel being supportive and excited, saying there's room at the VR table for PSVR2. Little did we know he would be serving up the biggest VR2 dishes.
Damn, that was a long time ago. That was like
Been a while.
3 years.
Hell yeah, Kupo.
Say Kupo? What?
I said Kupo, yes, because his name's Moogle. It's Moogle_K, which probably stands for Kupo. Kupo.
Game Cato with the Australian $20 tip says, oh, wait a minute. What's happening here? Is this the bottom of the tips? Oh my God. I think we might have made it to the bottom. And now I got to fix this because it's not right. Nothing works right. Crap. Anyway, Game Cato with the Australian 20 says, Eric, I have promised to put $10,000 into Deficit Games Full Suspension, the bike game, if you guys remember that. If you can if it can get a publisher. So please consider that game. P.S. Also, if you could rescue Motorstorm, that would be great.
Motorstorm's sick.
Game Cat is putting $10,000 to get that Full Suspension bike game out.
I don't know that game.
I don't know why.
Isn't that the downhill biking game that looks amazing?
Can I just say I hope that doesn't happen at this point. Game Cato. Is that wrong? Is that wrong? I hope it doesn't happen, Game Cato.
Listen, this is by Deficit Games. This is
I love Deficit Games.
This was their follow-up to VR Skater.
Which was amazing.
But too many people complained that it was too hard to play. So they were trying to kind of, make things a little bit easier with this game. I mean, I think it looks fast and furious and fun, and I was really, really hoping this would make it. So, it sounds like, I don't know, maybe you guys can get in touch with Deficit and get this thing out. But I did my part, Game Cato. I showed the trailer. That's all I can do.
DM me. We'll see.
There you go. DM Eric. And then we got Izzard with the level 2 membership upgrade. Thank you guys so very much. Holy motherfuck shit. We got to move on to the Patreon episode. Guys, thank you very, very much for all the support. It's absolutely crazy here today. A longer episode than planned, but it was so very much fun. Here, I got to get over here real quick. There we go. Again, if you missed it at the beginning of the show, we are going back to 3 days a week, and every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday show will have a bonus episode. The plan is to go for about an hour and 15 minutes live on YouTube, and then go for another 20 or so minutes afterwards. This is not how things will go from here on out. And so we appreciate anybody joining us at the level 2 or above membership on YouTube. Again, sorry to the Patreon supporters. I desperately want to make it work, but I cannot. It ends up being a total mess. So to all the level 2 and above membership people here on YouTube, we'll see you in just a few minutes. We're going to stretch our legs, maybe get a drink, but maybe get Eric to have a few extra drinks, and it'll be great. I'm going to kick back and relax and talk about whatever comes to mind. And if you are on Patreon and you're like, Brian, God damn it, I want to see the episode, don't worry, I'm going to record it as we film it, and then I can upload it right after the fact. So you will not be left out. You just can't watch it live. I'm so sorry. But thank you to everybody who supports the channel, whether it be over on patreon.com/withoutparole or over here on YouTube by being a member or by tipping during the show. But you know what? We're just happy you're here as part of this community. It means the world to us. You are the best community. In case we don't tell you that all the time, the best community on the internet. We love you. So thanks for being here. Thanks for being part of our Discord. Thanks for shooting the shit in the chat. Or maybe you sit back and you watch the show and don't say a goddamn word. We know you're out there, and we love you just as much. Here it is, your clip of the week, courtesy of, hold on, I got to look it up. Dave Does VR. Let's go.
Oh, here we go. Let's get some music. Come on, dance.
It's the same song, isn't it?
Come on. Hold my hand.
Oh, right.
Let me spin you round.
Jeez, how drunk have you got you there,
I feel completely wrong.
Right, here you go. Swipe your card and then we'll dance.
Boys. I will go to the bathroom and get a beer.
All right. Everybody just heard that Eric's going to the bathroom and getting a bear. Make sure you bring enough back for the rest of us. Guys, we will see you in just a few moments. We love you all. Meow. Happy Friday.
Miles supposed to tell me.
What?